Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today we're switching gears to look at Polycab India Limited. They just released their results and given their position in the market, this should be quite insightful.
Absolutely. Polycab is a major player, India's largest manufacturer of wires and cables, and they've also got a significant presence in the fast-moving electrical goods or FMEG space, plus in engineering, procurement and construction or EPC business. They crossed a pretty big milestone this year.
Right, let's get into the details. We are looking at their audited financial results for the fourth quarter and the full financial year ended March 31st, 2025. The board approved these on May 6, 2025. We have both standalone and consolidated numbers to discuss today. Let's start with the consolidated picture for the fourth quarter. How did Polycab perform?
Okay, starting with the consolidated results for Q4 FY25. Revenue from operations came in strong at 6,985.8 crore rupees. That's a solid 25% increase year-over-year compared to Q4 FY24, and sequentially, it's up a very healthy 34% compared to Q3 FY25.
Wow, strong growth both year-over-year and sequentially. What about profitability? How did EBITDA and net profit look for the quarter on a consolidated basis?
Consolidated EBITDA for Q4 FY25 was also robust at 1,025.4 crore rupees. That's up 35% year-over-year and a very strong 42% quarter-over-quarter. Profit before tax or PBT stood at 960.6 crore rupees, showing a 32% increase year-over-year and a 56% jump quarter-over-quarter. And profit after tax or PAT for the quarter was 734.4 crore rupees. This is up 33% year-over-year and a significant 58% quarter-over-quarter.
That's impressive growth across the board for the quarter. How does the earnings per share or EPS reflect this?
The consolidated basic EPS for Q4 FY25 was 48.31 rupees. That compares favorably to 36.37 rupees in Q4 of the previous year and 30.42 rupees in the preceding quarter, Q3 FY25.
Excellent quarterly performance. Now how did the full financial year 25 shape up for Polycab on a consolidated basis?
For the full year FY25, Polycab delivered record numbers. Consolidated revenue from operations surpassed the 22,000 crore mark, reaching 22,408.3 crore rupees. That's a 24% growth compared to FY24. Consolidated EBITDA for the year grew 19% year-over-year to 2,960.2 crore rupees. PBT for FY25 was 2,700.8 crore rupees, up 14% year-over-year. And the consolidated PAT crossed the 2,000 crore mark for the first time, landing at 2,045.5 crore rupees, which is a 13% increase compared to FY24.
Hitting those milestones is significant. What about the full year EPS?
The consolidated basic EPS for the full year FY25 came in at 134.34 rupees compared to 118.93 rupees in FY24.
Okay, solid yearly performance too, though the percentage growth seems slightly moderated compared to the strong Q4 finish. Now, let's bring in the standalone picture. How did the standalone Q4 results compare to the consolidated ones we just discussed? Were there significant differences?
Looking at the standalone results for Q4 FY25, they are very much in line with the consolidated picture, which suggests the core business is driving performance. Standalone revenue from operations was 6,841.2 crore rupees, up 26% year-over-year and 34% quarter-over-quarter. Standalone PBT was 952.2 crore rupees, showing a very strong 58% growth year-over-year and 59% quarter-over-quarter. The standalone PAT was 730.7 crore rupees, up 59% year-over-year and 61% quarter-over-quarter.
And the standalone EPS for Q4?
Standalone basic EPS for Q4 was 48.58 rupees compared to 30.51 rupees in Q4 last year and 30.12 rupees in Q3 FY25. So very similar performance trends between standalone and consolidated for the quarter.
That makes sense. How about the full year standalone performance versus the full year consolidated?
Again, quite similar for the full year FY25. Standalone revenue was 21,914 crore rupees, up 21% year-over-year. Standalone PBT came in at 2,638.5 crore rupees, a 14% increase year-over-year. And standalone PAT was 2,002 crore rupees, up 13% year-over-year. The standalone basic EPS for the full year was 133.14 rupees compared to 117.97 rupees last year. The differences between standalone and consolidated are minimal, reflecting strong performance from the parent company and improving performance from subsidiaries.
Got it. Any significant movement in other income that we should note?
On the consolidated side, other income for Q4 FY25 was 48.1 crore rupees, down slightly from 53.8 crore rupees year over year, but up from 25 crore rupees quarter over quarter. For the full year FY25, consolidated other income was 207.6 crore rupees, slightly lower than the 220.9 crore rupees in FY24. Nothing extraordinarily high or low that dramatically changes the profit picture.
Let's talk profitability margins. With strong EBITDA growth, how did the margins look, especially considering the FMEG turnaround mentioned in their commentary?
Good point. The consolidated EBITDA margin for Q4 FY25 improved nicely to 14.7%. That's up from 13.6% in Q4 last year and 13.8% in Q3 this year. This expansion was driven by a profitable turnaround in the FMEG business and stronger margins in the EPC segment. For the full year FY25, the consolidated EBITDA margin stood at 13.2%, slightly down from 13.8% in FY24, likely due to mix changes earlier in the year before the strong Q4 finish. Consolidated PAT margin for Q4 was 10.5%, also showing improvement year over year and quarter over quarter. The full year PAT margin was 9.1% compared to 10% last year.
Were there any exceptional items reported in either the consolidated or standalone results that might affect our interpretation?
No, there were no exceptional items reported in either the standalone or consolidated results for the quarter or the full year. This suggests the profits we are seeing are from their regular business operations.
Okay, moving to the balance sheet. What are the key highlights from the consolidated balance sheet as of March 31st, 2025?
The consolidated balance sheet looks healthy. Total equity has grown substantially to 9,825 crore rupees from 8,187.1 crore rupees a year ago, mainly driven by retained earnings. Polycab continues to have a very strong net cash position, which improved to 2,457.2 crore rupees from 2,140.8 crore rupees last year. Total debt remains very low, around 109 crore rupees combined for current and non-current borrowings. Working capital seems well managed. Inventories are stable despite revenue growth, and receivables have increased in line with sales.
And cash flows? What did the consolidated cash flow statement for FY25 tell us? Any news on dividends?
The consolidated cash flow from operations for FY25 was strong at 1,808.5 crore rupees, a significant improvement from 1,296.2 crore rupees in FY24. Cash flow used in investing activities increased to negative 1,239.3 crore rupees compared to negative 751.9 crore rupees last year. This reflects higher capex, which stood at 958.3 crore rupees for the year, and potentially other investments. Cash flow used in financing activities was negative 628.3 crore rupees, mainly due to higher dividend payments compared to last year. Speaking of dividends, the board has recommended a final dividend of 35 rupees per share for FY25, up from 30 rupees per share last year. This takes the dividend payout ratio to 26.3%.
A higher dividend is always welcome news for shareholders. Now let's break down the performance by business segment. How did the core wires and cables business fare in FY25?
The wires and cable segment remains the powerhouse. For the full year FY25, it reported consolidated revenue of 18,888.1 crore rupees and 18% year-over-year growth. The EBIT for this segment was 2,572.2 crore rupees, up 8% year-over-year. The EBIT margin for W&C in FY25 was 13.6%, slightly down from 14.8% last year. They highlighted strong domestic growth of 20%, gaining market share now estimated at 26 to 27% of the organized market. International business contributed about 6% to consolidated revenue. Q4 performance was strong here too, with 22% year-over-year revenue growth and an improved EBIT margin of 15.1%.
Okay, and the FMEG segment? They mentioned a turnaround. What do the numbers show?
The FMEG segment showed significant progress. For FY25, consolidated revenue grew 29% year-over-year to 1,653.5 crore rupees. While the segment still reported a full-year EBIT loss of 38.2 crore rupees, this is a massive improvement from the 93.9 crore rupees loss in FY24. Crucially, as you mentioned, the segment achieved break-even in Q4 FY25, reporting a positive EBIT of 2.3 crore rupees. This marks its first profitable quarter after 10 quarters of investments. Q4 revenue growth was also strong at 33% year-over-year. Solar products were a standout performer within FMEG, growing nearly 2.5 times over the year.
That FMEG turnaround is a key development. What about the EPC segment?
The EPC business saw explosive growth in FY25. Consolidated revenue surged 143% year-over-year to 1,919.2 crore rupees. EBIT jumped 186% to 180.6 crore rupees. The EPC EBIT margin improved to 9.4% for the year from 8% in FY24. This growth was largely driven by the execution of their RDSS order book. Q4 FY25 also showed strong EPC revenue growth of 47% year-over-year, with a healthy EBIT margin of 9.4%.
It sounds like all segments contributed positively in Q4. Any significant notes or events from the reports we should highlight?
Yes, a few key points. Polycab exceeded its Project LEAP FY26 revenue goal of 20,000 crore rupees a year ahead of schedule, hitting over 22,400 crore rupees in FY25. The proposed dividend increase to 35 rupees is notable. They also unveiled their ESG goals for 2030. There were auditor appointments confirmed for internal, cost and secretarial audits. A scheme of amalgamation for their wholly owned subsidiary Uniglobus Electricals into Polycab was approved, effective April 1, 2025, subject to final approvals. Also, important to note is a change in segment reporting. EPC is now separate, and two subsidiaries previously under others, Dowells and Tirupati Reels, were moved to W&C, with comparatives restated.
That segment reporting change is good context. Now, a critical piece, the auditor's report. What did BSR and Company LLP say about the consolidated and standalone financials? Any flags?
This is a positive point for Polycab. BSR and Company LLP issued unmodified opinions on both the consolidated and standalone financial results for the year ended March 31, 2025. This means the auditors believe the financial statements give a true and fair view and are free from material misstatements. For the consolidated report, they did mention their reliance on the audit reports of other auditors for 8 subsidiaries and 1 joint venture, which is standard practice in consolidation. They also noted, as is common, that the Q4 figures are balancing figures derived from the audited full-year results and the unaudited 9-month results. But importantly, there were no qualifications, adverse opinions, or emphasis of matter paragraphs.
Clean auditor reports are definitely reassuring. So putting it all together, what's the outlook for Polycab based on these results?
The outlook appears quite positive. Polycab finished FY25 with very strong momentum, particularly in Q4. They demonstrated robust growth across segments, market share gains in their core W&C business, a significant turnaround in FMEG achieving profitability, and exceptional scaling in the EPC segment fueled by government projects like RDSS. Their balance sheet is strong with a healthy net cash position and very low debt. The Clean Auditor's report adds confidence. Key drivers going forward would be continued infrastructure spending, real estate demand, traction in FMEG premiumization and solar, and sustained EPC execution. Risks include volatility in commodity prices, especially copper and aluminum, increased competition, potential execution challenges in the EPC space, and broader economic factors. They've also mentioned Project Spring as their next strategic phase. As always, investors are advised to conduct their own due diligence and consult with certified financial experts before making any investment decisions.
Excellent summary. It seems Polycab delivered a very strong performance in Q4, capping off a record year. The wires and cables segment continues its steady growth, the FMEG turnaround is a major positive, and the EPC business provided a significant boost. Healthy financials and clean audit reports round out a solid report card.
Exactly. Strong execution, market leadership, and strategic initiatives seem to be paying off, positioning them well as they move into their next growth phase under Project Spring.
That's all the time we have for today. A big thank you for breaking down Polycab's numbers.
My pleasure.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in. If you found this analysis helpful, please like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.